flies with its two wings, but are communities like you. We have neglected nothing in the book. Then unto their Lord they all shall be gathered. And Allah said, and when the wild beasts are gathered together, Uthman related that the Messenger of Allah said, the hornless beast will exact retribution from the horned beast on the day of resurrection. Related that the Messenger of Allah said, rights will be given to its possessors on the day of resurrection to the degree that a hornless sheep will exact retribution from a horned sheep by butting it. Muslim did not relate this hadith. Its chain fulfills his conditions. In another narration, Abu Huraira related that the Messenger of Allah said retribution will be exacted for the creation, some from the others, even for the hornless animal, from the horned animal, and even for the tiny ant, from the tiny ant. Related that the Messenger of Allah was sitting down when two sheep were being fed. One bullied the other and harmed it. One butted the other and harmed it. The Messenger of Allah laughed, and it was said to him, what is making you laugh? O Messenger of Allah, he said, I was amazed at it, for by the one who has my soul in his hand, retribution will be exacted for it on the day of resurrection. Abu Dar expressed in so many words that the Messenger of Allah saw two sheep butting one another, and he said, O Abu Dar, do you know over what matter they are butting one another? Abu Dar said, no. The Prophet said, but Allah knows and will judge between them. The chain of this narration is good and strong. Related this hadith with two chains of narrations. The wording according to one of those chains is as follows. Abu Dar related that the Messenger of Allah passed by two sheep. Messenger of Allah passed by two sheep that were butting one another, and he said, Allah will indeed judge for this hornless one on the day of resurrection against his horned one. Related that he once asked permission to enter upon Abu Dar, and he heard him say in a loud voice, lo, by Allah, were it not for the day of dispute, I would have done harm to you. Thabit said, I entered and said, what is the matter with you, O Abu Dar? Abu Dar said, by the one who has my soul in his hand. Or he said, by the one who has who has the soul of Muhammad in his hand. The sheep will be asked regarding it butting its companion, and the inanimate object will be asked regarding it harming or pricking the finger of a man. One day the Messenger of Allah stood among us, and he mentioned the taking of booty, spoils of war, in a treacherous manner before its distribution. The distribution of the Amir, the one in authority to the people, he gave great significance to it and to its matter. He then said, let me not find one of you coming on the day of resurrection, and on his neck is a camel that has a rugha, sound that a camel makes, saying, O Messenger of Allah, help me, I will say, I have no control whatsoever regarding you from Allah. I did indeed convey to you that you must not wrongfully take from the booty. Let me not find one of you on the day of resurrection coming, and on his neck is a sheep that has a thugha, sound of a sheep, saying, O Messenger of Allah, help me, and I will say, I have no control whatsoever in your matter from Allah. I did convey to you, let me not find one of you coming on the day of resurrection, and on his neck is a horse that has a hammer, sound of a horse, saying, O Messenger of Allah, help me. I will then say, I have no control whatsoever in your matter from Allah. I did indeed convey to you, let me not find one of you coming on the day of resurrection, and on his neck is a soul that has a shouting. And then he, the one that has a soul on his neck, says, O Messenger of Allah, help me. Then I will say, I have no control whatsoever in your matter from Allah. I did indeed convey to you, let me not find one of you coming on the day of resurrection with the quiet one, gold and silver which he took unlawfully. They are quiet as opposed to animals and people that make sounds, and then he will say, O Messenger of Allah, help.